Hello, hello. Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator in Fredericksburg, Texas, the beautiful Texas Hill Country. And we are cold today. Woke up this morning to 24 degrees with a wind chill of 12 degrees. If you're joining me, whether live or the replay, I would love for you to say hello or good morning. Let me know where you're viewing from. Let me know how your weather is, because I think this cold is all over a majority of the states. It just hit Texas overnight or late yesterday. All right, let's see here. I'm not showing my face today because I had a lot of prep work to do this morning. So I just got up and came in, sat down to get busy preparing everything. Good morning, Shelley. Thank you for joining me. Where are you from, Shelley? And is it cold where you're at? It's like I'm not very centered today, but I've got to pull out my Versamats anyways and maybe zoom out. We'll see here in a minute. I may have to do some adjustments. But let's see here what's going on tomorrow. We have our celebration that kicks off for Stamping Up. Let me know if you're familiar with what celebration is. This is my first time participating in celebration, as I was a close to my heart maker previously for 25 years until they closed their doors on April 30th. And that's when I transitioned over to Stampin' Up. I don't even know. Let's see here. Give me one second. I'll just grab possibly, my catalogs, though I cannot show you the inside of them. Here are the new catalogs that go live, brochures that go live tomorrow, January 7th. Good morning, Debbie. Ooh, Shelley's in Canada. Oh, I don't know what the minus 20 Celsius converts to. Okay, there it is. -4 Fahrenheit. Woo, goodness. We were 24 degrees Fahrenheit this morning when I woke up with a wind chill of 12, which is cold here down in the hill country of Texas. So we've got the heaters running. I'm not sure that we've turned on the central heat and air like the heat, but we have some portable heaters that we left running overnight in the rooms. And I'm so glad that Jeff turned the one here in my scrapbook studio and kitchen area, because I've got windows on two sides of me and it stays pretty cold in here usually. But I've got my sweatshirt on, feeling pretty good. Are you staying warm, Debbie? I hope so. Okay, so back to celebration. We have a brand new catalog. I can't show you the inside of it yet until tomorrow, but I have been using some of the products over the last couple of weeks. Um, and then starting next week is when I'll be showing, I'm going to actually do a new online exclusive collection next week. So, on top of the mini catalog products, we also have quite a few brand new online exclusives that go live tomorrow. And then beginning tomorrow, when you place an order of $60 or more, you can earn free products, which this paper packet is one of them. the designer series fruit salad 6x6 paper. And then I have shown a few other things um, a few weeks ago, I guess before Christmas, right before Christmas, and maybe right after. Last week I shared the Hearts of Elegance, which was also an online exclusive. We've had it for a couple of months now, and it hasn't gotten a lot of exposure because of Christmas. But I just want to remind you, if you missed last week at all, or if you've forgotten, that I have a weekly special. Oh, and I did want to share something else today about that. But what I have been doing is a weekly special with a PDF file. When you spend $40 or more on my website, I'll send you a PDF of the projects that I made for the past week. And give me 1 second while I get all this organized. It's like my bow is coming apart there. This is last week's 12 by 12 layout that I created using the Hearts of Elegance and Marbled Elegance paper. So the Hearts of Elegance is the Stampin' Dies, and then the Marbled Elegance is the paper. There was my Wednesday 8.5 by 11 with my one little word for 2025, which is restore. But you'll get cutting dimensions for all this. You'll get a supplies list of everything that you need, along with links to the videos to recreate the projects. Okay, my bow is kind of messed up on this one, but this is a cool fun fold. And I actually did this one. It's kind of stuck. I don't know why. Oh, I've got a little dot right there, but that's a great one to send to somebody so they can keep on their desk. And then I did this one on Friday, and also this one right here. I guess I'll retie it, but in case you didn't see, I just did a reel last night showing this one. So fun. Now I'm going to put those away so they don't get messed up by the cats any more than they might already be. And then also this weekend, yesterday, I decided, let me show you what I did so far, just real quick. I have this Season of Elegance scrapbooking workshop guide that I created back in maybe September-ish. And it creates three 12 by 12 2-page layouts. So the guide is still available for $25. It includes cutting dimensions, cutting guides for all your paper. The supplies list is right there. Includes links to videos to help walk you through the process, um, along with assembly instructions. So it's very thorough. And I took that and started creating, I've got cat fuzz or something right there, reimagined that scrapbook workshop in what I have left of the Marbled Elegance. So I don't haven't decorated it all, of course, but I did get two of them done. I didn't realize, but this layout right here is super simple to do. This would be a great go-to pattern right there. I hadn't done the third one yet because I had kittens all over the place last night. So, anyhow, that's just something to share with you to show you how you can use my scrapbooking workshop guides with your other papers. And I'll probably be sharing and showing that more through 2025, because I am currently working on a brand new scrapbooking workshop using one of the new online exclusive that I'll be using next week. So stay tuned for that. I'll have details on that. But one of the things I wanted to share is starting this week. Um, I, I'll fix the description here in a little bit after the live, but right now I still have it at, if you spend $40 this week, you'll get all my fruit salad projects in a PDF tutorial with links to the videos for the week. But I'm also going to add, because I want to give you the option throughout the month or throughout the year as I create these PDFs, where you have the option to go back and select different PDFs if you missed a week or something. So in the month of January, what I'm going to do each month, when you spend $40, you get one PDF. When you spend $60, you get a choice of two PDFs, and I'll include the ones that I've done previously as well. When you spend $80, you'll get three PDFs, and when you spend $100, you'll get four PDFs, plus you will get my monthly scrapbooking workshop PDF, like the one I just showed you, where you can make three 2-page 12 by 12 layouts. So that's my plan. I'll get details in the description after today's live. I'll also be including the information in my newsletter tomorrow. So if you want to sign up for that, there's a link in the description. So lots and lots going on. I know that's a lot of information. So, and then when you spend $60 starting tomorrow, you'll be able to get the two free PDFs from me, along with an item from this celebration, which it's full of, y'all, look at that. There's lots and lots of goodies to be earned between January 7th and February 28th. All right, so let's move into, if you have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to answer those for you. Hello, everyone. All right, I am not Sanika. I'm not sure if that's how you say your name. I apologize if I messed it up. Hey, Barbie, thanks for joining me. Okay, so my chair keeps squishing or falling down. I need to get Jeff to make it permanently up at the highest level. It's kind of driving me nuts. All right, so I'll spread all this out here in a minute and we'll get started creating. I have most everything cut and prepped. I think I may have to make a few adjustments on my journaling. I do have to trim down my photos. I've got some flip flaps. I have lots of pre-cut fruit, if you can tell right here. So I did pretty good in prepping. And then I don't have at the moment any stamps to use. So it may all just be paper. I did bring my Real Red stamp pad into the mix just in case. So we'll see. This is the beautiful fruit salad. I've had so many ideas. There are so many ideas that you can do with this. At first it's kind of like, okay, great for card makers. But guess what? I'm going to give you lots of ideas about how you can use this for your scrapbooking as well. So love it. There's all kinds of fruits, as you can see as I flip through there. You get 4 sheets of each. So that would be 8 designs, I believe, because you get a total of 48 sheets in here. I was looking to see, yeah, it says 48 right down here. All right. I was looking at my, let's see. Um, all right, so let's spread some things out. I'm going to fix my chair again because I feel like I'm sinking into the floor. It's just really being annoying today, more so than usual. I'm going to roll up my sleeves and let's get situated. I did use the little tag thing on the perennial postage, And then I used the littlest circle on these stylish shapes. I think you can see them here. And I've cut them in half, got my journaling done. I wanted to share, if you've been following me for a little while, you know that I love ChatGPT. I've fallen in love with it. I use it every day now. And I'm still managing to use the free version. I'm not paying for it yet. Sometimes I'll have to wait a couple of hours before I can like upload more photos to help with the help it process the things that I need processed. So here's an example. Let me see what I've got here. I've got some, I asked it to create me a weekly content calendar for this week. And it knows that I do Make It Monday Live. I'm going to start a Team Tuesday Live. I tried to do that later in the fall, but we're going to make it happen now in 2025. And then Story and Sketch Live, along with some social media posts and content ideas. We got the Feel Good Friday, where I do two fun fold cards. I asked it to give me some creative titles here, like Very Sweet Moments, A Peeling Memories, Squeeze the Day, Kiwi Kisses, Peachy Keen, You're the Cherry on Top, Tutti Frutti Fun. I considered all of those. It even gave me some ideas of kind of what to do. At the end of each prompt, it'll ask you a question like, would you like me to expand on this or that? And blah, blah, blah. So that's how I kind of keep going with it. Um, then I asked it for some fun, creative photo ideas. It gave me a full list of ideas I could have gone with, how to incorporate photos into the layout, um, layout design. So I kind of skimmed through some of this and used some of the ideas for my page today. It even did a sketch for the layout, but I'm not sure. I didn't follow that. I have another sketch that I'm using from Page Maps from April 2018. They're scrapbook and cards today, 365. I guess I participated in that years ago. And then more title ideas. Oh, excuse me. And then and then after I did all of that, it popped into my head. I was like, the fruit of the spirit. Oh my goodness, I could do something with that. How can I incorporate the fruit of the spirit into a scrapbook page? I have done scripture and something similar in the past a few times. So that's what I asked it to provide me a theme for a faith inspired two-page scrapbook layout for Fruit of the Spirit using the fruit salad. And it recommended things like photo ideas for love. You could do photos of family and friends, showcasing acts of love or togetherness. Um, I could have paired it with heart-shaped embellishments. That hearts of elegance would be great. But I'm trying just to use the fruit salad. And then it just went down the list of joy, peace, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, and then some journaling ideas. And what I decided to do for my journaling is do a prayer of gratitude. So then let's see here. Um, So I wrote out a prayer of gratitude. I think there's one over here that, so I've got photos. I decided I'm going to use my flip flaps. I've decided to use pictures of just Jeff and I. That seemed to be the easiest thing. And so I've got some of my favorite photos. I just need to trim these down. These are all, I chose to pick photos from 2024. So that was back in February, Valentine's Day. And I have my little love saint makeup that I love to use. This is their sweatshirt for their virtual convention they had back in February. So those are the photos I'm going to use. And then I wrote out and printed out a short prayer. I have something else over here. Let me see if I can grab it. Another part of it. So we'll go through that as we put it together. One of these, I think I've got to switch to this format, the way I've got my photos and flip flaps laid out. So when we come to that, I'll do that. All right. So let's get busy. I know my design because I mentioned I'm following my um, a sketch that I have. So let me see if I can get this centered. I may have to zoom out just a teeny bit, but maybe not. I think that's pretty straight. Okay. So first things first, because all of this has to be done. Let me grab my paper trimmer. I got kitty hair everywhere, it seems. Can't seem to, I mean, right as I was trying to go live, they were all up here on the table and then they disappeared, thank goodness. Yay, I'm so glad y'all like that. So, all right, so I print my photos. I want it to have a border. So that's already 4 inches, of course. So I want it to be 3 by 4. So I can cut this at 4.5, I believe, and it'll get me the same border all the way around. So let's do that real quick. If you have any questions, let me know. And I did want to talk about the fruit of the spirit a little bit and just kind of my thoughts on it and why, and the page that I'm doing, thinking about my walk with Christ. I did not accept Christ as my Lord and Savior until I was 33 years old. So I had kind of one of those crisis of belief moments in my life. And actually, through doing scrapbooking workshops, clubs with customers back in 2003, the ladies that was teaching scrapbooking are the ones that they started talking about women of faith, asked me if I went to church. I was like, no, I don't. I wasn't raised in the church. I went to church some with friends as I was growing up, but my parents never took me to church. And they started talking about women of faith. And then it just happened that one of the ladies in the club, our daughters were the same age, just starting kindergarten, and they um, starting kindergarten at the same school. So she invited me to do a prayer. How ironic, since I did a prayer today. She asked me to do a prayer Bible study with her, just me and her. I was a little freaked out about it, to be perfectly honest, and started kind of researching on my own about um, faith, different faiths, and whatnot. And eventually I accepted Christ kind of all on my own and just started going to church and doing the Bible study with my scrapbook friend and fell in love with the church there where I lived and got super involved. So, as far as the fruit of the spirit goes, I was thinking this morning, I don't think I have anything else to cut right now, so let's um I'm going to try to just keep working and then kind of sharing at the same time. So there are all my photos. Like I said, I have most of my journaling here. This is going to go on the page here, I think. I'm not sure size-wise yet if I'm going to have to change it, so we'll see about that. Before we do all that, let's build our base. And while we're building the base of our pages, then all this rest of this will come together pretty quickly. So I'm laying out all my pieces up here. But I was thinking, when you accept Christ, come to Christ, or he accepts you, however you want to look at it. I've heard different ideas about, um, how you should share it or whatever. I think I'm used to saying that I accepted Christ. So then I've heard that, you know, that's kind of, I don't know if it's selfish or what the word is exactly, but there are other ways to verbalize that, I guess. Okay, I did use this cool die set to cut some of my words out. I'm going to get all these little pieces. Look at all these things I fussy cut out last night. That was all fussy cut out of the paper, the individual sheets. I've got that over here. Anyhow, I'm just listening to see who's making noise. Okay, I know that's going over here. I'm going to set all this up here. When you accept Christ, he gives you the fruit of the Spirit, but the way I've learned or think about it is that they're seeds. He gives you the seeds of the fruit of the Spirit, and then you have to cultivate them and develop them. And I was thinking earlier this morning about how we all kind of start with bad soil, and that goes along with what Jeff has been doing out in the garden, working on the soil and putting the right nutrients and everything into it. So I got to kind of thinking along those lines and how we have to, when you get the fruit of the Spirit, you're just not exhibiting all those fruits, love, joy, patience, all of that goodness. Um, you have to cultivate it and work on it and ask God to help you with that. So I don't know if y'all can hear the little ding or not, but Jeff is messaging me. He's the only one that can get through when I put it on work mode. And he takes a break about this time, I guess, at work. And then I get all these little ding, 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 dings. Okay. So I would love to hear your ideas on the fruit of the Spirit, if you have any. Good morning, Lori. Thanks for joining and saying good morning. The name of the alphabet die set, I think do I have it right there? I think. Let me see. Yeah, here's the rest of it, is mini alphabet dies. Pretty simple. And I have learned, I showed last week, I think, how you can cut like just well, it's not an inch is too long. I think it was like 7/8 of an inch this way, and then maybe 3 inches that way. If you wanted to just do a row at a time, if you just needed one of the letters, instead of cutting the whole sheet, but that whole sheet will fit just like right there. So FYI, so I'm learning how to use that. Finally got it. All right, I've got these little pieces here. I think I'll go ahead and adhere these little, let me get this started. There we go. All right, so these are 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. And these are going to house the word fruit once I get these together. I'm not going to do really any special techniques today because I think putting everything together is going to take plenty long enough. And then the pecan pie is 2.5 by 1.5. You can write those measurements down if you want, or when you place your order through me. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I will also be selling my PDF files. I'll be working on getting all that set up this week. I'll be selling the weekly ones for $10. So if you don't need to buy supplies, the 40, 60, 80, 100 that I talked about earlier, then you can buy the weekly PDFs for $10 each. And then I've been selling my scrapbooking workshop kit or scrapbooking workshop for the 2-page 12 by 12 layouts for $25. So I'll include all that information. I've got to find the other sheet of that. I am going to end up using all 4 sheets of this pattern right here, but just this side. And then those were my photo spots. I don't need those since I got my photos done. And I just realized, yeah, a couple of my photos I'm going to have to redo later because they've got to be portrait. I just realized that. All right, let me get all my stuff up here so I can grab it. All right, so this is going, I believe, going to go just like this. I'm not worried about them matching up right here because it's going to be covered up with photos. But I might want to rotate so that things are a little bit different. Maybe I'll do this one like that. I'll kind of rotate them all a little bit different, I think. I'm kind of looking to see, I think, yeah, we got watermelon, 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 and watermelon. They're all kind of different. So we're going to go ahead and put these down. These are just the full 6x6 sheets. And I've already tacked down my 12 by 12 white willow cardstock to my Versamat. So it just kind of stays in place. Lined up as best as possible. Now, this paper is like super busy, but this is going to work well because it's kind of the backdrop. So some will show. Now, if you had a big full sheet of 12 by 12, the sketch that I am using recommended that you cut it at 5 inches. So then you'd have a 5-inch by 12 and a 7-inch by 12. So it'd be offset a little bit. But because I'm using the 6x6s, I didn't want another seam I had to worry about. So I just decided to center this instead. All right. So 4 6x6s. Now I chose to grab some pecan pie and I cut it at 3 by 10. And it's just going to get centered like right in here, about an inch on top and bottom. I'm just eyeballing it. Same thing over here. All right, so that's the beginning. And then let's see, I think I'm going to lay out. I said I might have to change up oh, you know what I need to do first? This will be a little tedious. Sorry, but I just wanted to do this. So I did cut out the entire like fruit of the spirit out of those mini alphabets. So I want to get those out. I afterwards I decided to cut out the word fruit using the Alamode dies. So I'll pull out in a little bit, I put all my little pieces in here. I'll pull out fruit and save that for something else. Okay, I think these are all my circles. I've got the little reinforcer for my tag I'm going to make. I'm going to set these over here. All right. I'm going to, I think, use liquid glue. And I think I positioned it so it's going to, this, I know this is the center right here. So I'm going to start right here. Um, I think it took 13 circles. I don't remember exactly. And then see how messy I can get. And then I just wanted to put, I wanted to do like a scallop border. So I've got to do that on this side and this side. So who's excited for celebration? I am. I'm loving the products. When you look in the catalog, it's kind of like, I don't know. But I mean, if you're going to order and you get something for free, that's pretty awesome. But when the products actually come and you get your hands on them, they are gorgeous. They're vibrant and fun, makes you think outside the box a little bit or ask ChatGPT like I did, and they'll help you think out of the box a little bit. I'm personally loving ChatGPT because I don't have to not waste, but use so much brain power on coming up with these ideas. I struggle with that sometimes. It's easy to get in a rut of doing simple, easy things. You know, it's hard for me to come up with fun titles, things like that, play on words, puns. But it's so funny that when I decide to share with Jeff about something, he will immediately, like instantaneously, have an idea for me. And I'm like, how do you do that? My brain does not work that way. So I guess I don't, I was going to say, I guess I don't need Jeff anymore, but I do. But now I go to ChatGPT to do that for me. I need Jeff for lots of things. He's a wonderful man. Takes good care of me. Is sweet to me. So, what are some other? Does anybody have any ideas of how you would use the fruit salad? I know, Shelley, titles are always so hard. All right, so I can see like I have a little more over here. I'll end up having to cut off just a smidge right there. And I guess it depends on how close I get to it. Each one is what I mean, like if I overlapped it all. It's like this one looks like it'll have a little bit more to cut off, but I'll do that here in a little bit. Make sure they're all nice and dry. All right, so there's the center of the paper at least. All right, so we'll just keep chatting for a minute while I get, ooh, got too much glue on that one. And trying not to get the sticky fingers doing this. And I still did not, I even pulled out a sheet of adhesive, the adhesive sheets, y'all. I pulled it out and then I still forgot to put it on the back of these little pieces because that would have made things a little bit cleaner and quicker probably, but I don't know why I can't remember to do that. Eventually it'll become a habit. I hope. Maybe I need to cut some and put it in with the alphabets, maybe. Maybe that'll remind me to do it. But like I said last night, I even pulled the sheet out, laid it here on my table, but I think with the distraction of the kittens, I still just cut all those letters without it. And it wasn't until after I cut them and I was like, well, I'm not going to waste paper and cut them again. I thought about it, but this just decided, oh well, next time. I will eventually figure it out. All right, so I'll look at my notes kind of while we're doing this and share some more fun ideas. So I'm gonna start including some of these ideas as well in my PDFs. I remember it talked about um it gave me like here's some layout ideas. You could do this was my first thought on my flip flaps, like underneath, I could have done, or on the, yeah, underneath, I'm going to have 5 flip flaps. So that's a total of 10. There are only 9 fruit of the spirit. So I could have done a little blurb about each one. You know, if you really wanted to sit down and do kind of like a little Bible study and write out your thoughts. You could write out about love, could write about joy, could write about peace, you know, depending on your study that you do. Maybe you've done a Bible study on the fruits of the Spirit. So you can incorporate that into a page like this and get your thoughts down on your scrapbook page. Type them up kind of like I did this. And then maybe add photos if you have some that correspond somehow with each one of the um, fruits. I'm part of a ministry team, and Trish, our ministry team leader, she is amazing. And at first, I was going to, oops, I almost did it on the wrong side. I was going to see about using some of our photos from our events, but I didn't come up with any right. I know she's taught on the fruit of the spirit. I'm almost positive she has, but I just didn't have the time to go through and figure all that out. I had to simplify my idea today a little bit, but I might could do another page later about that if I come across those ideas. And her teaching is amazing. I'm going to have to, I could probably ask her, but it was late last night, so I'll probably ask her about it. And maybe when she has time, she can send me her teaching notes or something and I could scrapbook them. Because I really probably ought to make us a team scrapbook of our events that we do. All right, so I love that. How fun is that? Okay, there are all the little, what do you call them? Scallops made with circles. Let's see if, so don't forget, and I'll just get this back on here. I'm going to Remember, I like to put my paper down with some temporary glue dots so they just rub right off. See them right there? All right, so then I can come over here. I know that I can get it straight if I cut it this way. Okay, actually kind of cut the paper. Oops. Then right here. Okay, so that's done. And you can see, like, this design, you could do all kinds of different ways. Could put some big 4x4 photos in there if you wanted to. I want it this way though. I'm gonna see if I can get it stuck back down on there. All right. Now, once we have this done, really it's just paper layering all the pieces. Like I said, I'm not gonna do, there's no stamps that really coordinate well with this collection, I guess. Maybe some sentiment stamp sets for cards. I didn't look, but I'm sure you could check on Pinterest. There's lots of samples already on Pinterest, but it didn't have like an actual, stamp set that goes with the bananas and apples and all of that. I did look, there are a couple of stamp sets that I think there's a pear one and I don't remember what the other one was. Grapes. Is it grapes, I think? But I don't have those, so, and they're on the last chance list, as a matter of fact, so you might look there. Okay, so from here, I'm going to lay out my photos first, and I'll show you that I'll probably need to reorient. I don't know if that's the word I want. Um, a couple of pictures to be landscape. I forgot to do that. I wasn't thinking through that. And I'm not sure what, I think the order of them, it doesn't matter too much. Like there's that. There's going to be a photo up here. Right now, I'm just going to lay this out here and then I'll fix it in a little bit. So it's got to go right to the edge there. And they're all kind of off center a little bit. In the sketch, this one is a bigger picture, but I just chose to do 3x4s. And then you've got one down here. It actually lines up with that one, I think. And then this one's supposed to be up here like that. So I'll have to fix my photos. They're going to go underneath um, anyhow. So let me find those. Uh, there we go. That's what I want. Photo placeholders. So for now, I think I'll do just my photo placeholders until I can fix my photos. All right, these, they can't really go down yet because I've got to put my flip flaps on there. So let's do that. Um, but let's, and then this I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn this into a tag. I think it's going to go like right in here somewhere. I think I'm going to push these all up a little bit because I want to make sure I cover that seam. I'm going to put some other things in here too, I think. I've got a block here and one there. I need right there. I've got these pieces. Got little glue and stuff all on my fingers. Let's see here. So I think I'm gonna do that one here. I think this is what I decided to do. I have some more pieces of this somewhere. I know I cut them to go out right here, but I'm not seeing them, so I'll have to dig for that here in a minute. This is gonna go here. I think This was going to go here. This is building up my flip flap. That's why I'm covering it. So I think that's how my idea is going to go. I'm going to put F. I've got to position it this way so you can read it. Fruit is what I'm thinking. So let's, I'm going to glue that on there, I think. And I'm probably going to put a little fruit on each one. Oh, there they are. I'm missing there it is. How things get all over the place, I don't know. Let's spell it out like we're supposed to. So F, got stickiness everywhere. F, fruit. They're intertwined. It's UI, right? Okay. Does that work okay, I think? Fruit. I may have to do it like this way. Get these close. That might be better. So it's not going straight across, but it's going to kind of, so I hope that works okay. And then let me see what I've got going on here. I think these are all my extra letters, so I'm going to put those aside. And these are actually the spirit. And just show you what my plan is. Second, I've got lots of glue on my fingers. It's kind of driving me crazy. Excuse me. Okay, fruit. Looking for my O of right there. Oh, the of the spirit was going to go like right on here, was my thought. I'm just going to lay it out so I can visualize it, make sure that's what I want to do. And I'll snip the corners on this too of the spirit. Oh, excuse me. All right, I haven't looked at comments recently. Hello, Kathy. Yes, please watch the replay. Spirit. This would be fun if the kiddos are in Bible study, Sunday school, Awana. Who's familiar with Awana? I did that with all three of my kiddos. Okay, so something kind of like that. There's the word fruit. I can save that for another project. See if I can come up with a cute card on Friday, maybe, where I can use that up. Now, I have some, let me find what I did with them. I have some pieces. I'm trying to remember. I had some bigger pieces. Maybe I cut them up or something that were going out here. I may just use those, but let me see if I have what I originally cut in my stash. I may have used them by mistake, but those will work. Just some banners. I'm going to do dovetailing on that because I don't see the other pieces. I'm pretty sure that's what the color, that's why I put these at the bottom. So you kind of have a triangle thing going right here, cross and here. Okay. I tried to keep the reds minimal because there's lots going on in here. And I've got to figure out exactly where I want to put this. I was thinking right over in here, but I may just have it kind of off center over here somewhere. But I want to incorporate, yeah, the scripture for sure. All right. so I think I'm going to, let me see how these, that could flip out. This could flip up. I suppose that could, some of these, I may have to spread them out just a tiny bit. This one's going to have to go this way. And then this one can go up like that. All right. This is where it might get just a little bit tricky. I might want, got my package. I was trying to use these that have the adhesive on the long side, but I may need to do this or even go this way. We'll see. I'm limited on these because I use those a lot, but I'm going to set that to the side and we'll see. So let's build up so far this one. Now, remember, I forgot to use my, get over here so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing and get some adhesive going. Try not to get too much on here, just enough to get it adhered. And then center this on here. And try to get it straight. Okay, I'm going to keep everything flush, I guess, flat. And then this is going to go on, whoops. That way I can see that it's straight. I did notice, I don't know if you noticed, I accidentally printed on printer paper, photo paper, instead of cardstock on a few of these. I just decided to leave them. Once they're in here, it won't be that noticeable. Okay, so I do want my scripture on the outside. So I'll start my prayer card. It's going to, so I think that's the way I'm planning on doing it. Or sideways here. So I'm going to tuck this in. So actually, this one can be, if I'm going to flip it out this way, I can just put it like that. So when you close it or open it and close it, got adhesive all under my nails. So sorry, it's not very pretty today. I'm going to slide that in here. I'm going to go ahead and just slide everything in here, and then I may pull it out to add like a little piece of fruit on each one of these, but let's just get this down for right now, and then I'll do some extra embellishing. I've got to do, before I put those down, um, these start with this one over here because it's going to be flush right there. So let's get that biz done. All right, so how's everybody doing? Who's still here? If you haven't shared where you're viewing from, I would love to know. I'd love to know how your weather is. I mentioned at the top of the beginning of the live that here in the Texas Hill Country, we had we're having our first hard freeze. So woke up to 24 degrees with a wind chill that makes it feel like 12. I think it's supposed to get up temperature wise up to 40, but the wind chill will still make it feel like it's freezing, I think. All right, and then so that's going to be my photo. My next, this is where I'm not going to put it in yet. So let's see here. Heavenly Father, let me double check on the order I wanted these in. So yeah, come before you, and then Lord, I think this one is going to be here. So this is the one I've got to redo. And you are so good is going to go down here. And so that one's getting done. Looking at my journaling boxes. That goes there. And then this one's going to go here. And then I do have the one, I think I got it cut small enough that it can go right there. And then that's mine. That's going to go over here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly how yet. So I can put this one. And I'm going to go ahead and line this up like I want it. I'm going to put some adhesive. This is how I like to get it lined up. So I'm going to put some this. So pretend this is my photo. I'll have to come back and add my photo on top here in a little bit. But make sure it's lined up where you can't see it. And then you can tack that down like that. I'm just making sure that I was doing it correctly. And then it lifts up like that. Okay, so that piece is all together. I can go ahead and do that with this one as well. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my photo. If I can get this to go. There we go. Right there. And then same thing, I'm going to line it up. Where it's not showing too much. So I've got that. See, and I can separate them a little bit, I suppose. And we can do this down here. Let's get the U on there. Now remember, I've got all that fruit that I cut. Try not to get very much. And I can add that to these. And I wanted to do a couple of clusters. This would stick better if I had the adhesive sheet on there. But again, I forgot. Just gonna make sure it's straight. Okay, and then this one's either gonna go right over here or right over here. This is the one I was thinking I might. Because these are 3x4s, all of these, the picture and that pattern paper. So these are just a little bit bigger. So they're going to overlap. That's the problem that I'm going to have right in here. Um, and I do kind of want them to be close together. So I think I'm going to use this one, and I might actually do it this way so that it can open up like that. I'm going to put that up in here. And I think I said this goes with this one, so it'll go, if you're opening up like this, you're going to flip it down. It's got to go in here like that. So you do have to think through the process a little bit. Make sure my hands are clean. I'm trying not to get glue all over everything. And then I do like to kind of, sometimes I will, second, I'm having a hard time right there. Line them up like that and then push them in together. Okay. Then I can do this at the bottom. So I'm committing to this process. And then when you end up putting them into a page protector, you will have to cut some slits to feed these through. And they may overlap a little bit. I think I may try to overlap them. So you'll have to open kind of one at a time. That would probably go underneath a little bit. So that one could open and then this one could open. Just once we get it down, we'll know for sure how it all needs to go. Because I really kind of want them to be close where you don't see all that distraction behind it. You could put some cardstock, getting a little goopy here, maybe behind here if that distraction was bothering you. Too much glue. Okay. All right, so Barbie says, ooh, you're icy up in Missouri. Yeah. 23 feels like 10. I'm sure it's warmed up here already. Awesome. Can't wait to see what you create, Barbie. And I think this one goes here. I'm going to double check. I mean, I can move these around. That's not a big deal. I was just, again, looking at the order. I think that's the one I've got to fix for that. Okay, then we'll do this one. Okay, see how this is a little bit smaller? I may have to come back in. Actually, you know what I could do? I'm just going to glue it on the back of the eye. I just wanted my words to be centered, so there's just going to be a little bit of that. I was thinking I would use some cardstock, and it may have happened on the others. I just didn't notice it. Anyways, I was just trying to center it all the way around. So I knew there would be a little bit of a border. And I was originally thinking I would need another piece of cardstock, but that'll work just fine with the back of that pattern paper. So the flip flaps are supposed to be available starting tomorrow as well. There's so much, y'all. Oops. Oh no. I just messed that one up. Let me try that again. I didn't let it dry, or I got it in between. Bummer. I hate messing up my flip flaps, but I ruined that one. So I got all the glue. Try that again. It's going to go this way. Tuck it in like this. Be a little bit more careful. Anyhow, so celebration, mini catalog, online exclusives, scrapbook, workshop kits, flip flaps, new kits probably. They come out with new the box kits. It's going to be a lot tomorrow, y'all. So plan your purchases accordingly. If you need to spread them out a little bit, totally understandable. I didn't mention, I had mentioned about the $60, but there is a $120 level as well that you can um, choose too. So I can't go all the way over here or I won't. I mean, actually, I guess I could because this is going to be on the outside of the flip flap, but I'll probably do it right there. So there's going to be a little bit of the paper showing behind, which is perfectly fine. All right, so let's get this one done. Then our flip flaps, I can pretty much get those down on the page and then just start with the embellishing, I think. And off camera after the live, I'll make my few corrections I need to do on the photos and the journaling. And then I'll get my finished page shared later this afternoon. I think I need to go up a little bit higher. Oh, well, he's going to go right there. Okay. So, one of the things I learned this morning, Lexi, my stepdaughter, um, she sent us a video. They got snow up in Washington, D.C. area. I'm not sure exactly what town she's in. She's really close to DC because that's where they are stationed and work, I guess. But she shared a video of the dog in the snow and then our grandson who is he's going to be 1 at the end of January or February, I'm sorry. And he sent a picture, sent us a picture of him with his daddy in the snow. But Lexi shared with us that tomorrow she will be in the procession for President Carter, his funeral. So we might get to see her on the TV or something. We'll see. Did I do that right? I think so. Okay. All right. So we have all that. I'm going to stick these down as soon as I figure out exactly where. I think I'm going to have them down a little bit lower. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'll kind of center these right here. So my photos are attached. I'm going to start with this one. I'm just going to lay my photo on here when I get it fixed. So I'm going to use this as my base. I just need adhesive right here and here, and then I can tear off this adhesive strip right here. This is on the flip flap, part of the flip flap. This is how they work if you're not familiar. All right. Here we go. Here we go. We're committing. I think I'll go up a little bit higher, and then this one can overlap right there, that seam. I'm going at 6.5. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one. Remember, we're going kind of upside down with the flip flap on this one. I'm looking to make sure I'm doing this right the way I want to do it. Okay. I think I'll try not to, I think I'm not going to overlap them. I'm going to just line them up, get them close. That way there's not too much confusion. Okay, there we go. So it'll open up like this. This one will open up like this. Like touch just barely. Okay. Let me do my dovetails that I wanted to do at this. I want them to go, wanted them to go out a little bit further. So you know what? I think I'm going to cut. Oh, I found them. There they are. I don't know how they got shoved away over there, but see, so they go out a little bit further. And I think I'll just cut down. This is the back of the cantaloupe paper. I'm going to line them up. These are I think they're 3x4s. That way my dovetails are pretty much the same. Going to the corner, up to where I cut right there. kind of line them back up. And then flip over here and do the same. Hardest part is just getting on the corner. The lighting is bothering me or causing an issue right now. Okay. I'm just eyeballing it. So if you struggle with that, you might need to use a ruler, maybe do a little mark, but I don't have the patience for that, so I don't do that. All right, this is extra than I think. Okay, I like that better. And I think this is gonna be fairly close together. Like I'm still trying to figure out where I'm gonna put my um scripture, but we'll figure that out in a few. So I think this is gonna come in like that. Let's go ahead and get these down. Well, still got to get my fruit of the spirit or of the spirit down. Let's see. These are being a little tricky. They're like right there we go. And they're a little staticky. All right, so this was at 6.5. So I'm gonna do that at 6.5. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. It's supposed to be out here. I knew that looked funny. Okay, let me do this one first. So I will end up having something right in here. I may have to do my fruit of the spirit a little bit tinier or different. I'm not sure. My scripture. All right, let me look at my sketch. This one's going to go like over here somewhere. I'm gonna put something right here, maybe some more, what do you call it? Pecan pie. All right, do this one right here. And this in the oh no, look what I did, y'all. Okay, not a huge deal. Okay. And I even did uh, okay, gotta have fun with the lives. All right. Now the problem that I'm gonna have, okay, I can get this up. Let me move that out of the way. I can get this all the way up. So, and if I couldn't, then I'd probably just reprint my picture. So, see what I did? I did it. This is fine because it's right on the edge. So I think it'll be okay when I put it in, but here. And I'm gonna have to flip this around too. So, Lordy Lord, help me. Okay, let me see if I can get this lined up because then I can just lay it down. Okay, there we go. Okay, that'll work. And then this one, the good thing it's the eye. You remember I glued that on there, so it doesn't matter. Oh, well, I'm glad I could entertain y'all. It's kind of crooked, but it's just is what it is. Okay, and then eek, I'm making a mess. Let me get all of this out of the way. I gotta decide where I want to put this. I could possibly put the scripture up here and then put this out. Just that goes way out there. I just don't know if I want to do that. I really kind of want them. I'm gonna have to do it up like this. I want it out that far. I'm thinking, y'all, so give me a minute. Maybe I will just fix this so that it'll fit right in here. I think I'll do that. Okay. We put all this with that. I think it's all working out. This can, I don't know that, I still haven't put this down, so that's good. I think I'm gonna push that up under there a little bit. And then this one, I want to go ahead and put down, I think everything's down except, okay. It's a little more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Just figuring out where everything goes. Now, I want to put this down before I actually lay that down, so I don't have to do any cutting. I don't think it matters so much over here. I'll figure that out here in a minute. This one, it's got to come out to about right there. This has got to be, I think, about right there. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down right there. Okay, like that. And now this can really go anywhere. Kind of shows it up a little bit higher. I'm gonna bring it down just a smidge. Get off my fingers. There we go. Okay, there we go. On camera, that does not look straight, but it doesn't really look. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe I didn't do it very good. Did I press it very hard? Sometimes you can get it up, sometimes you can't. Let me see. See if I can reposition it a little bit, like with a photo underneath. I'm not sure. It's okay. So we've got there. All my, I don't have a photo there yet. Okay. Did I get that? Yep. And need a photo that way. So I didn't get my photos, my landscape photos right. Okay, this one now I can put down. Okay. Yes, Lexi was for like 2 years in the ceremonial guard. Now she's not actually a part of that anymore, I don't believe. But since she got married and had a baby, and then she's fixing to come back to San Antonio for, I think they call it A school. All right, I think I'm about at 8 inches right there. So I'm going to do the same over here. Can't see it exactly. I'm going to get up and so I can kind of, I think I need to be up a little bit higher. Sometimes you just got to stand up and look down. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I've got comments and stuff kind of in the way. I can't see good. Okay, I could do that right there. And if I do that, I think I'm going to do that. Let me find my scraps of pecan pie because I've got to fill in a couple of these places with pecan pie. Um, let's do this real quick. I'm just going to cut a piece off there. You take that little triangle, flip it over this, wait a minute, flip it over this way so it's kind of mirrored. Keep it in that corner as a guide to cut this side off. Voila, and you have a tag. I'd already punched a hole in it. And this will go like right in here. I didn't do such a hot job on all my, I may have to, off camera, I'll work and maybe fix them. Okay, I wanted some ribbon and something to put through here. I do have the little enforcer. I'm just going to use some of my seal, get some tape on the back of that. I did that in garden green. There we go. To put right there. And now let's get, it's really, this is just for the title, I think. Again, I've got the fruit. Remember all the fun fruit I cut? I'm just going to position that around the page here at the end. I'm going to find some embellishments that will coordinate and we will be done. So we're almost done. And then I just have to fix some of my boo-boos. Okay, fruit of, let me work on laying that out. So I'm kind of, I know I did this once already. Probably, I wasn't sure where it all needed to be though. So that's why I didn't glue it down yet. Spirit. Okay. And I think that's just going to work like right there. Of the, how about we do spirit first? We've got 6 letters. Kind of in the center right here. Gonna do it like start right there. Okay. So I was thinking earlier, yeah, I was sharing about, I don't think I mentioned this yet, but when I was sharing with Jeff, now I already thought of this. I didn't say anything to him about it. I'm thinking some of y'all may have thought this as well, especially if you had children. So I was telling him what I was going to work on this week. I was like, so we have this new designer series paper, and it's called Fruit Salad. And you know what he said? Yummy, yummy. Who remembers the Wiggles? I think that was during Bevan's. I didn't look up at the date to see when that was popular. Well, it was my older kids. Yeah, they're quite a bit older than Jeff's, Emily and Lexi. They were just a couple of years older than Bevan and Kyle. So it was during that generation, I guess more like 2000 and 2000 to 2010, I think. Okay, how did I do? I think I did okay. And then we can line those up with a space, I think, in the middle because there's only 5 letters. So I think that will work. I need to clean up my glue. So sorry, but I'm going to put that idea into your head. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. You can look it up by the Wiggles. I bet there's a video. So that was my first thought. So this would be great for pictures of the grandkids or the babies, kiddos when they were younger. Maybe you have young ones, but my youngest is graduating high school in May. along with Jeff's youngest. They're about, Kyle turned 18 first part of December. Bevan will not be 18 till um, August. So she'll still be a baby when she graduates. And she'll turn 18, I guess, right before she heads off to college. And I'm older for a mom having a child graduate. My first two graduated in 2013 and 2016. So we're about to be empty nesters. We're actually excited because we've done many, many years of raising kiddos. All right, so I think I'm gonna push it right up in there. I'm gonna go ahead and tack it down, but leave this so I can put a ribbon in there, I think. Actually, it's a little tiny hole, so I'm not sure. Let me look in my stash of new goodies. We've got some yellow, but I think I want some white. Just trying, I pulled some out of one of these collections. I thought it was the new Storybook Garden, but now I'm not sure what I did with it. And it may be in, there it is. It's actually part of the Everyday Arches sneak peek. Look, how cool is that? It has these cool arch dies. Anyways, we don't have time for that right now. So many fun things coming up in the weeks ahead. This Friday, my first artisan design team project is going live. I'm going to see if I can squeeze that in there. I'll do it about I'll do it a little longer than I need it. And once that is posted on Stampin' Up social medias on Friday, then Saturday, my group in the artisan, we're divided up into four groups. Group one, two, three, and four. Five of us are in each one. I decide. Let me see if I can get this in here. I can do it. Okay. I never can remember if I should go this way or the other way to do this. Okay, I think that works. Okay, and then I'm just gonna carefully pull that tight. I'd like to have a little bit of twine. I'm not sure what color I would do. Still got to get that pecan pie. I'm just about out. I probably have lots of scraps, but I'm just going to grab an 8.5 by 11 because I need a strip here, some over here, and that might be it. Anyhow, um, what was I talking about? The artisan design team. So on Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're going to have a group one will be having their unofficial Insta hop featuring more photos from our projects that they post on Friday. And then I think I need to make that. First, I'm going to start with 4.5. um, I guess I'll do 4.25 and we'll just make it work. That way I can still make a card out of that piece if I don't chop it up. So this, I think that actually I'm not, yeah, I think this was 3 by 3. Pretty close. So 4.25 and 3.25 is what I wanted, I believe. Let me look. I may need to cut my white down a little bit more still. Yeah, just a smidge on the top and the bottom. And then next Monday, I will start trying to decide if I want it that far. I'll have to make a few adjustments possibly. I will use that same collection that we're all using for the next week to show you lots of other ideas. All righty. Okay, so I've got that so far. I think I'm going to cut a sliver off that side and a sliver off of this side. May have been more of a sliver than I wanted. Let's see. Okay, that's good. And you know what else I'm going to do? I am going to take a piece of real red. I'm going to cut it. I don't know what this is now, so let me see. Start it right here at 2 and 3/4. Isn't sure. See if that's, or there'll just be a little bit of red. That'll work. And what's my length? So let me double check what I did. Okay, this way I need to go. It's 3 7/8, I believe. It's just, we'll add a little extra pop to the scripture. Bring in a little bit more red. And is that's going to fit in there pretty good. Okay, let's do this on there. All right, we're getting close. We just have the fruit to kind of scatter around. There is a cute card that is featured, that will be featured on the, we can already see it as demonstrators have been able to order from the middle of November on this. So tomorrow you'll be able to see. So I better not show it. I almost thought I would show it, but I better not. But I will use it for reference. Okay. I am just going to, do I want to, I'm going to just glue it straight down. I'll trim this if I need to, and then we'll put it like right here. Let me, I think that's straight. We'll trim a tiny bit. Let's see, let me, so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I want it down this way. Nope, I want it up like that. I want it the same or close. There we go. Okay, fruit. That'll work. It's got the scripture right there. Again, I gotta get my pictures. I think I kind of cut two of each ish. So let me separate these out. Some of these were like on the edge of the paper, so I might can poke them out some way. Banana, banana. Then there's some, not sure about that. We'll see. There. So rearrange, just move them around. So this is where more of the fruit. Oops. 2 2 by 2. There we go. It would be cute to add some fruit into there, but I think I'll do that maybe off camera so we can wrap this kind of up. All right, I'm going to, okay, I'm gonna get those down. I think there is one more thing. So like that's not even straight. I'm gonna have to figure all that out here in a little bit. I do want, I think I want to put a strip of um that right in there. Let me cut it and see. Thinking it's about 1 inch. That's not quite long. That would probably work. Let's just do 1 inch and see. Let's see if I want if I like that. Yeah, I think so, since there's that space. That's the only place there was a space. So something a little, yeah, different. We'll just do it. We're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna open these up and kind of, I am just kind of centering it. It's gonna come right up to the there, but then there's enough space. I could have done a little bit wider, but I think that'll work since we have space everywhere else in the flip flaps. Okay, now let's just do our clusters real quick and we will call it done. Kind of looking at the card that I mentioned. I can't show you over here. Maybe do something like that. I think this will be over here. That needs to go over there. Let's see here. Maybe that'll be tucked under here. Something kind of like that. And I bring this down a little bit lower. I'm gonna try to, man, I think I'll just try to do something similar. Where's my pear? That's gonna kind of blend in, but you know what? That's okay. It's gotta be underneath. How about we bring it down a little bit lower? Maybe I can tuck that up under there. Okay, so I'm gonna work on gluing these down now. So we'll start kind of with this back here. Okay, I gotta clean up my, I don't want to get my fingers sticky again. That pushing over here a little bit. And if you wanted to use some um, dimensionals, you could. Yeah, do this part a little bit. Oops, I just got my finger. Darn it. In the glue. It's gonna be kind of like that. And then the strawberry over here. I think that'll work. Okay. There's lots of other um, fruits. Of course, there were some in here that I could have used, but since I chose to use all of those, all 4 sheets, I pulled these other fruits from the other patterns. All right, I think that'll work. And then over here, let's work from over here. Look at these two first. Careful, I don't want glue everywhere. There we go. I'm going to grab my embellishments here in just a minute. Just some dots of some kind to see. I got to hide the edges of this since I used a corner. So I'm just going to stick that there. Maybe I'll do the pear up here too. Give it a little contrast. Let's do it. All right. Sorry, I guess I'm concentrating too much. I'm quiet. Yeah, sometimes I wish I could hear y'all and we could talk more. I will try to remember that, Shelley. I've got to figure out something that will work. All right. So that's all the fruit I'm going to do, I think. I think that's good enough. A little fruit on these would be cool, but I don't know that I'll do that. And let me kind of look at some of my new embellishments if I can. I think those are all, there's some white ones. None of those. That's some of those might work. I have some over here. These are from a really cool collection. That's kind of a sea lobster shellfish type thing. Those orange ones might work nice. I'm gonna lay those there for a second. And let me finish looking at my new stuff. That's not gonna work. And Let me grab out my embellishments real quick and flip through there. So I've got my, just off the top of my head, I can't think of any bright ones. None of those. Okay. Let's kind of flip through here and see what I got. There's some red there. I might could use, I think I have another pack. Maybe I'll do that. Use up my, there's some green. I think I kind of like the idea of the red. See what all I got here. Nothing really bright and bold. Those are retired. Okay. So let's either do, let me see what I have left of these. These are from our last, I think, online exclusives, or there's a few. I think I'll do that. Let's just use them. I won't be doing any more Christmas stuff anytime soon. And these I can actually tear apart. They could like be little like berries, but I don't think I'll use them that way. Here, let me do. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. And we can just use up some of these. Oops. Um, really don't need a lot, but all right. I am about to call it done. Whoops. Trying to decide if I wanted to put two somewhere, but I think that's gonna do it. We're gonna keep it simple because there was so much else going on. Okay, got my prayer under here about the fruit of the spirit. I'll share close-ups of all that once I get my photos fixed and that couple of journaling spots done, and maybe get these a little bit straighter on here. We'll see. That one's probably driving me crazy. But all right, thanks for joining me today. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but hey, I got a two-page scrapbook layout done in under 2 hours, plus the extra time it took me to prep everything. But so three. All right. So let me look through comments real quick and I'm going to wrap it up. Thank y'all for joining me, for being here, for commenting. Share if you like, if you might have some crafty friends. And I will sign off for today. Remember, tomorrow, look at my fingers, how dirty they are. I will, what was I going to say? Oh, don't forget about tomorrow's celebration. I think it kicks off probably at like midnight Mountain Time. So it'd be 1 o'clock Central Time, what, 2 o'clock Eastern. Is that an 11 o'clock Pacific? I guess. I don't know. So thank you, ladies. Thank you, Debbie, Shelley. And I will fix what I need to fix on here, and I'll get photos uploaded later this afternoon. Then join me for Wednesday Story and Sketch, where I'll be using the fruit of the, not the fruit of the spirit, the fruit salad designer series paper to create an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page. And we'll use some of the funds. One of the fun things that Chat GPT came up with for me. I'm not sure yet, but remember we got some really fun titles here. I'm liking the cherry on top. There's not just a cherry, the cherries were actually in this paper, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that. Did you know? I just thought these little circles would make cute cherries. The full circle. You could make a little bundle of cherries. So that might be a card idea. We'll see come Friday. All right. And then Friday, I'll have my two fun fold cards I'll make using this designer series paper as well. So let's have fun this week with fruit salad, yummy, yummy, tutti fruity fun. We're going to have some tutti fruity fun this week. So God bless you all. Have a great day. Have a great week if I don't see you. And I will be back on Wednesday. Bye.